Welcome everyone to a new video. Welcome to the nightmare, absolute hell. As you can see, there is a lot of collision barriers. 2.5D platform games usually focus on the terrain editing, and terrain editing in Miliastra Sandbox is, let's just say, it's not in the best state. Okay, we will begin shortly. I just want to rant about this terrain editing. Why we don't have... I just don't understand. Like, look, go into the precise editing, create, right? You can just spray it or level out. Amazing, right? Then why you can't do it with entity placement? Like, that takes so much time to copy out of these things. I don't understand, like, why? I hope Hoyo will change it in the future, right? Maybe in the next update, but it just... It's so exhausting, it's so annoying, it's so tiring, it takes so much time. If you could just spray, for example, this shrub, right? With the custom spacing, level creating would be so easy. They literally have system implemented here. You can even go into precise editing, and there was a grid option, I think, somewhere here. No, this is not it. Wait. Where it was? Okay, never mind. I don't know where it is. I was sure that there was an option here. Never mind. Okay, let's just begin this video. Of course, you want to make coins, because why not? It is very easy to do. I did it with motion device and collision trigger, of course. Look. Then collision trigger. It needs to be larger, because why not? After that, you just go to the coin system, right? You need to create a specific node. It looks basically like that. I will show you. Where is my coin? Here. Look, when entering collision trigger, again, get player entity, set custom variable. You know how to set custom variables because you watched the previous video, right? Okay. Next, the player plays sound effect, play timed effects, and destroy entity. That's all. And here is the addition node to just make score, right? Okay, so that's it. I will not talk about the UI in this video. It will be in the next video, and I hope it will be with the achievements, but it depends. My metric level is 55, so I need 25 more, right? Now, when you know how these coins work, great. I will just show you the custom variable, of course. You go here, collected integer 0. It needs to be integer, remember, because integer is, well, a number, right? You need to add numbers, not strings. That's very important to remember. Okay, next thing is basically camera settings, right? So, you go here, you have manage main camera, then you can, as see, just use these settings I have here. This line blocks going up and down. Now, the most important thing is to pick up this mode, 2.5D camera, that's all classes, then follow character, okay, that's all, yep, that's all. Now, one of the most important things is to make sure your custom class have select on camera this, right? It should have, but let's be just sure. You can see all those classes here, because I have motion devices, and motion devices sadly cause a lot of problems. You see, my character in this class has also sword combo attack, right? And this causes the character, when this is moving up, the character will just fall, right? And will be stuck. I don't understand why motion device is so bugged, but yeah, it just works that way. As you can see, basic motion device. I explained it in the basics of Miliastra Sandbox. You can see the waypoint here. Bezier curve is basically, look, slower on the start, faster on the end, right? Straight line is basically same speed. Yeah, that's all. One way, of course, initially effective is turned off because it works on collision. And then notify node graph on arrival. It's important to grant the class, right? When the basic motion device is done with going up. Okay. Next thing are of course the barriers. And oh god, it will take a while, definitely. So be prepared. You of course use empty models as I explained. Then you of course give native collision, disable climbable, and initial create must be on. Right. That's pretty all to block the character from moving up and down, right? Still, there isn't any way to completely disable the forward and backward keys, so sadly you need to use collision barriers. If there was a way, then you could completely delete them, but sadly there isn't. Okay, next thing, you have all of these nice pretty prefabs here. You can find them here, prefabs library, preset object, and you can pick up bouncy, activate it. You have a lot of things here. Dynamic units, yes, it is. You have a ton of all the stuff here, so you can pick up boxes and everything, and you can study them also if you want. Okay, remember to be very careful with the collision, right? Because I will say you one thing. When the character is on the collision, right? When the character is near the collision, remember to set such a distance so this barrier wouldn't block them, right? Because this barrier, as I place, it's not created at the start. It's only created when the player goes into this collision trigger. It's just a safe mechanism, right? I can show you, I hope, wait, native collision preview, yeah, right. You can see, this is not created. This is created only upon entering the collision. Okay, next thing to talk about. This is a different one, because it goes left and right, as you can see. And it goes here and here. So, this barrier, of course, has also collision trigger. Is it? Yep, I disabled it, but I can show you example where it is. Okay, this has to have collision trigger, and be sure the collision trigger matches at least a bit the size of the empty model, right? Because otherwise your character may fall. Of course, node graph for falling is very easy to do. You know already how to do this, I'm sure. Look, when entering collision trigger, get player, teleport, and query preset point. You for sure know how to do that. Okay, now granting achievements will be with the UI video, as I said, but I need to get that level 4 so you can play my stages if you want. I would gladly appreciate that. Okay, I think I explained most of the things. Okay, I can show you one more thing though. Text bubbles, why not? Just for a very short while. Go into here, advanced editing. Of course you need to add component first. You also need a level 3 if you want to show this text. Here I can, oh right, attach point. This is very important. Attach point is basically the point to which the text bubble is attached, right? Well, that was so obvious. Why did I even explain that? Okay, you have formatting also here. This is for making the text bold, stronger, and this is basically the color red, right? Because this is R, this is G, this is B. Okay, I will just show you the node graphs maybe for launching. Yes, I will do that because you need to understand how that works. Okay, look at this. This is all the node here for launching, right? Of course, entering collision trigger, then it goes here. Change player class. It's important because we need to be sure to have good class, right? To not follow. Also, I follow this kinda old code because I completely reworked the system. So you don't really need to use it right now, but when this class will be applied, this is the class that gives you the sword. When the path reaches waypoint, remember again to go into the basic motion device and check this option. You need to check this, okay? It's very important. Okay, next. Change player class, of course. Activate disable collision trigger. This is again very important because if you won't disable it, then, well, how to say it? you will activate the motion device infinitely if you will jump, for example. And if you will do that, the basic motion device will go so high up that you can completely broke your platform stage, right? You don't want to do that. Print is for logging. Again, you can ignore this. Create entity is creating barrier entity as I showed in... Well, I don't know when I showed it, but I did. Okay. Remember, you don't need to copy this both of the times. I just did because I was experimenting with the nodes. Now, this was launch 1 node. This is very easy to do. There is also teleportation effect here, but you understand how that works, definitely. You click the tab in this example, or you enter the collision if you want, and you are teleported to the present point. Wow, so easy, right? Okay. Those are prefabs, so you just need to have some skill, right? You don't need to change anything, really. You can copy this from prefabs library, don't worry, it will work. Here are the arrows, because some players, when played my map, thought that you are stuck here, but you aren't, as you can see. There are invisible stairs. Okay, I think that's nearly all. Here is the wind current. For some reason, prefabs objects don't have a sound effects built in most of the cases, so you need to add them manually in the node graphs. So I will now show you this node here. Okay, why not? It's pretty important. Node 3. Let's do this. Okay, so it is pretty simple. Change player cast again to make sure the player won't jump. It's pretty important, sadly, because jumping may cause some problems. Sprinting is pretty okay. Activate basic motion device, printing, sound effect, and disable. Yes, okay. And that's everything, right? It's not super hard to do, but the terrain editing is so bad here. Like, it takes too much of time, right? You should be able to spray it like in the terrain editor. It would create so many possibilities, right? Because you can just go here, look. You can even pick this, but you can just spray. You can just copy, and that's all. Then maybe select multiple times, and then you select the terrain, because why not? And then I hate this. Okay, that's all, right? Yes, I think I said everything. Yep. Good luck with terrain editing, good luck, have fun with stage creating, please play my stages, I will link them in the description, please subscribe, please like. What can I ask you more? Sell me your soul or whatever. Okay, that's all. Alright, one more tip that I should say. You can place the character dummy as dummy. Look, and congratulations, you have this character. It won't spawn in the test stage and in the playing stage in the live, so don't worry about this, it's only for editing. You can see the distance between the barriers, and the character is very useful. Oh, and I recommend you first creating the stage and then only the barriers, because if you will create the barriers, your mind will blow up and you won't be able to complete this. Just trust me, don't waste such a long amount of time like I did, okay? I really wasted a lot of time here. Too much of time. There were so many bugs here. Just don't do this, okay?